I briefly lost my scene. Hi. Good evening. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I have to turn my head too far. Hold on. This should be... No, it shouldn't. This should be here. And then... This should be here. And then my chat goes... here. And then my Twitch chat, just in case, goes here. Okay, there we go. Good evening. Hello, hello. Bobbius, hello. Haro, if you're still here. Hello, Hugs. Hello, Para. Hello, Circuit. Hello, greetings. Hi. How are we doing? It is Tuesday night. You know, I know it's still the 31st in America, and honestly, like most places west. I did not realize that I was going to be doing my dictionary reading on technically what is April Fool's in my time zone. But let it be known that I no worries, Twitch name. Enjoy. Let it be known that I would have done this. I would have done this even if it wasn't April Fool's. Yeah, have a good night, Twitch name. Sorry, April. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you don't need to apologize. I'm just gullible. I fall for everything. It's already started. Obviously it's already April Fool's in Japan, and so they've already started doing some shenanigans. Some people have already started to say stuff, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna be avoiding Twitter. I literally need to remind myself not to open Twitter. The only problem is last year when I was there, I even avoided Discord last year for the most part on April Fools. When I opened it the next day, there was so many things still like left over from April Fools. Like, in one of the Discords I'm in, there's like a bot that tells you if there are any free games, like both on Steam and on like Epic Games Store, but just kind of anywhere. And whoever runs that bot had done something for April Fools, saying that there was a free game, and I'm on April 2nd. I clicked on it because I was like, oh well, free game. Anyway, I'm stupid. What? Because I'm dressed for a funeral. My own funeral. That's why. Thanks for asking. Because I'm dying tomorrow because of April Fools. God, my throat. For some reason it feels like I have something in my throat. Hold on. I don't wanna like clear my throat into the mic. Like there's ASMR and then there's like, oh wow, Puri is literally coughing into my ears. Please drive safe. I hope you're not actually drunk. Good heavens. Anyway, oh, you're not driving? Okay. God, give me a heart attack. Okay, that's fine. Get back safe. You have news? What's the news? The Overwatch. The Overwatch World Tune is mid so far. It's one reaction image. April Fool. You can't say April Fools. It's not April yet where you are. You know what's more important than April Fools? You know what we really should be celebrating? Havoc's birthday. Havoc's birthday is what we should be celebrating. I haven't done anything. I need to like doodle Havoc really quick or something. Anyway, hi, welcome to the dictionary reading stream, where upon watching my previous stream where I read the dictionary, I had a really hard time trying to find out where the hell I got up to in the dictionary, because like this, like I am right now, I love talking about completely unrelated BS. So I think the last word that I reached before I just stopped reading anything from the dictionary was absinthe. I think that it could have been absent omen, it could have been absolute, but I did flick through like the hour and a half of extra just yapping for the rest of that stream, and I couldn't tell anything else. So I'm going to assume that absinthe was the final one. I think. Hello, Barry. So that's where I've got to go from. I would really like to reach AD in the dictionary, but that is like over an entire page, so I don't know if I'll get that far. We'll see. It's the dictionary. Not like this high stakes. There are 2,184 pages of this dictionary. The next line is literally just like different definitions of various absolutes. Just lots of absolute. But anyway. I would argue that this model does not have the exact same proportions as the 3D model. Stop looking, pervert. I know I don't have the normally for my reading streams I have the book, you know, I have the actual like book in front of me, you know, that is because I'm actually no, it isn't. Staring at them and commenting on them out of nowhere is a little bit that okay. You know what, fair enough. But yeah, because I'm reading the dictionary from a PDF and I don't actually have a book, I'm bookless. I'm bookless. Which feels weird. Maybe I should have a screen in front of me instead. I'm gonna put a screen in front of me, 1 second. I'm gonna disappear and grab a screen. Where am I? Here I am. I think I have something lying around that should match should fit the bill, I think. Surely I've got something. Maybe? Yes. Not in the right colour. Yeah, okay. You guys like the colour blue? You guys like the colour blue? I hope you guys like the colour blue, because that's what we're getting. Oh, why is it pinned to me? There we go. The colour of the sky. Stare at my face then! What's wrong? The face is what you should be paying. Eye contact. Okay, anyway. I have a tablet now. I'm pretty sure I have a red tablet somewhere on my PC lying around, but I don't know where it is, so... The options were blue and yellow. The choice between those two is obvious for me. Okay, let me get my dictionary back up. Chat back up. Okay. It's been 2 years since I last read the dictionary. I can't remember exactly how I did it. I don't remember exactly how I did like the different sections, but whatever. This isn't quite the same as a reading stream. Obviously, there aren't chapters. I'm not just gonna sit down and read. I will respond to chat normally, so there's no need for me to do let me know still if I do need to change the audio, but I will just be reading chat so I can adjust it like as is. So yeah, assuming that we did absinthe last time, the next is absit omen, which is an exclamation used to express the hope that a reference to something undesirable should not foreshadow its arrival or occurrence. The origin is Latin. It means literally, may this omen be absent, implying that the omen is evil. I don't know. You're gonna have to wait until we get to dictionary and the dictionary to find out. Two full words? As there's a lot in this dictionary that is multiple words. You have no idea. Well, you're going to have an idea. It's BS. You think the dictionary should only be single words? Absit omen is not even English. When was the last time anyone said absit omen? A reference to something undesirable should not foreshadow its arrival or occurrence. No one says that. That is definitely now archaic. Absolute. Adjective. First meaning being not qualified or diminished in any way. Total. Examples being absolute secrecy, absolute silence. The attention he gave you was absolute. It's used for general emphasis when expressing an opinion. For example, the policy is absolute folly. Or of powers or rights, not subject to any limitation, unconditional. For example, no one dare challenge her absolute authority. Or the right to life is absolute. Or of a ruler having unrestricted power. Dom Miguel proclaimed himself absolute monarch. Or of the law, of a decree, final. The decree of nullity was made absolute. The absolute state of the stream. Absolute territory is not going to be in here. That is a Japanese term. This is a dictionary from 1998. I wonder if absolute territory is in the modern dictionary. Anyway, hello Gail. The second definition of absolute being viewed or existing independently and not in relation to other things, not relative or comparative. Absolute moral standards. In grammar of a construction, it is syntactically independent of the rest of the sentence, as in dinner being over, we left the table. Also of grammar of a transitive verb used without an expressed object, e.g. guns kill. Grammar of an adjective used without an expressed noun, e.g. the brave. In nouns, as a noun in philosophy, a value or principle which is regarded as universally valid or which may be viewed without relation to other things. Good and evil are presented as absolutes. Or the absolute in philosophy, that which exists without being dependent on anything else. Also, the absolute, capital absolute, is ultimate reality, God. Derivatives, being the noun, absoluteness. And the origin is late Middle English, from Latin absolutus, meaning freed, restricted. It is the past participle of absolver, see absolve. What letter are we on? A, B, S. Absolute advantage is a noun in economics, the ability of an individual or group to carry out a particular economic activity more efficiently than other individuals or groups. Absolute alcohol, a noun, ethanol containing less than 1% of water by weight. Absolutely is an adverb, the first definition being with no qualification, restriction, or limitation, totally. For example, she trusted him absolutely. Or as a sub-modifier, you're absolutely right. It is used to emphasize the truth or appropriateness of a very strong or exaggerated statement. For example, he absolutely adores that car. Or as a submodifier, Dad was absolutely furious. With a negative, none whatsoever. She had absolutely no idea what he was talking about. Used to emphasize a statement or opinion. It's absolutely pouring down. It's absolutely ages since I went to a party. Or as an exclamation, informally, used to express and emphasize one's assent or agreement. Did they give you a free hand when you joined the band? Absolutely. The second definition being not viewed in relation to other things or factors. For example, white-collar crime increased both absolutely and in comparison with other categories. And in grammar of a verb without stated object. This is the filler part of the dictionary. Oh, there's way more. Don't worry, we're about halfway through absolute. We're halfway through absolute. We've got more absolute to go. You are going to be the people who know the most about the word absolute. You could say that you're going to know absolutely everything. Absolute magnitude is a noun used in astronomy, referring to the magnitude or brightness of a celestial object as it would be seen at a standard distance of 10 parsecs. Compare it with apparent magnitude. Absolute majority is a noun, meaning a majority over all rivals combined, more than half. Absolute music is a noun, the instrumental music composed purely as music and not intended to represent or illustrate something else. You can compare it with program music. I'm not reading brain rot now. Why would I do that? Why would I read brain rot? You can get that anywhere else. Absolute pitch is a noun used in music, which is another term for perfect pitch, which is pitch according to a fixed standard defined by the frequency of the sound vibration. Absolute privilege is a noun. You just need to check the definition of privilege. Absolute temperature, noun. A temperature measured from absolute 0 in kelvins. Absolute title, noun. In law, the guarantee of title to the ownership of a property or lease. Absolute unit, noun. A unit of measurement which is defined in terms of the fundamental units of a system, mass, length, and time, and is not based on arbitrary definitions. Absolute value is a noun in mathematics, meaning the magnitude of a real number without regards to its sign, also called modulus. The absolute value of a complex number a plus ib is the positive square root of a squared plus b squared, or in technical use, the actual magnitude of a numerical value or measurement irrespective of its relation to other values. Absolute zero is a noun, the lowest temperature that is theoretically possible, at which the motion of particles which constitutes heat would be minimal. It is 0 on the Kelvin scale, equivalent to minus 273.15 Celsius. Absolution is a noun, meaning formal release from guilt, obligation, or punishment. An ecclesiastical declaration of forgiveness from sins. The priest had the right to administer absolution. I hate that word. I hate the word hold on. I need to hear it. Ecclesiastical pronunciation.
Ecclesiastical.
Ecclesiastical. That word sucks. The origin being Middle English via Old French from Latin absolutio, from the verb absolver. Absolutism is a noun, the acceptance of or belief in absolute principles in political, philosophical, ethical, or theological matters. Absolutize is a verb, chiefly used in philosophy and theology, meaning make or treat as absolute. Absolve, verb, declare someone free from blame, guilt, or responsibility. The pardon absolved them of any crimes. In church use, it means to give absolution for a sin. The origin is late Middle English, from Latin absolver, set free, acquit, from ab, meaning from, and solver, meaning loosen. Abstinent is an adjective that is archaic, meaning discordant or unreasonable. The origin being mid-16th century, from Latin ab, meaning away or from, plus sonant, sounding, from the verb sonare, on the pattern of words such as dissonant. Absorb is a verb, the first definition being to take in or soak up energy or a liquid or other substance by chemical or physical action, especially in a gradual way. For example, buildings can be designed to absorb and retain heat, or steroids are absorbed into the bloodstream. Take in and assimilate information, ideas, or experience. Example, she absorbed the information in silence. To take control of a smaller or less powerful entity, making it part of oneself by assimilation. The family firm was absorbed into a larger group. Use or take up time or resources. For example, arms spending absorbs roughly 2% of the national income. Or to take up and reduce the effect or intensity of sound or an impact. Deep pile carpets absorbed all sound of the outside world. Or the other definition being to engross the attention of someone. The work absorbed him and continued to make him happy. The origin being late Middle English, from Latin absorbere, from ab, meaning from, and sobre, meaning suck in. Did not absorb the mold. There is probably not mold in my room. Thank you. I still probably will do a test with some of the Petri dish stuff at some point, but I'm not really, I don't have too much, I no longer feel super concerned about it. I am probably not dying of mold poison. Absorbable is an adjective, meaning able to be absorbed, especially into the body. Maybe the mice were eating the mold? I don't think mice can do that. The mice would get killed by the mold. That's No, I don't think so. There will be. We're not leaving it untreated. We're not leaving it untreated. Someone is gonna come and sort the roof and reseal the entirety of the chimney and everything. It's part of cheese. It's not quite the same kind of mold. Well, not in all cases. I guess in some cases people do actually eat the actual mold, and that is disgusting. That is gross. That is awful. That is... no. No. Nope. Revolting. Not all mold. I mean, I know not all mold is poisonous, but like, if there's a mold in my attic that is poisonous to me, it's probably going to be poisonous to a mouse. Let's be real. Anyway, absorbance is a noun in physics. A measure of the capacity of a substance to absorb light of a specified wavelength. It is equal to the logarithm. Why can't I pronounce that? Logarithm of the reciprocal of the transmittance. I love tripping over my words. It's such a fun time. Absorbed is an adjective meaning intensely engaged, engrossed. For example, she sat in an armchair, absorbed in a book. Absorbed dose is a noun in physics. The quantity of ionizing radiation absorbed by a body, measured, usually in grays, as the energy absorbed per unit mass. A lot of math snuck into this English book. It's almost like English has to describe maths as well. Absorbent is an adjective of a material able to soak up liquid easily. Drain on absorbent kitchen paper. Or as a noun, a substance or item that soaks up liquid easily. The origin is early 18th century, from the Latin absorbent, swallowing up. Absorbent cotton is a noun, a North American term for cotton wool. Absorbing is an adjective meaning intensely interesting, engrossing, an absorbing account of their marriage. Absorptiometer, a noun in physics, an instrument for measuring the absorption of light or other radiation. Just having absorbers. Yes. Yes, they are. Absorption, the noun, the process or action by which one thing absorbs or is absorbed by another. For example, East Germany's absorption into West Germany. Second definition being the fact or state of being engrossed in something. For example, her absorption in the problems of the third world. The examples in this book are so fascinating. I feel like you can learn as much about like what was being thought of when they were writing this in 1998 as you can just from like the actual words in this book. I wonder what the examples are in the modern dictionary. Absorption costing is a noun, a method of calculating the cost of a product or enterprise by taking into account indirect expenses, overheads, as well as direct costs. When were the Twin Towers built? I don't know. Absorption nebula is a noun in astronomy, which is another term for dark nebula. I don't know when the Twin Towers were built. Oh, 70s? Really? I don't know. Why would I know anything about the Twin Towers, huh? It's not a... No, I was pretty sure they had been around for longer. I just, you know... Before 2001, like, if they'd been around for a while, which 30 years, then, like, maybe people wouldn't care as much about them anymore by 1998? I don't know. I wasn't in America in the late 90s. May surprise you to learn that I wasn't in America in the late 90s. That'd be so funny if they only existed for like 3 years. Absorption spectrum, a noun in physics, a spectrum of electromagnetic radiation transmitted through a substance, showing dark lines or bands due to absorption at specific wavelengths. Compare with emission spectrum. Absquatulate is a verb, humorous, chiefly used in North America, meaning leave abruptly. Some overthrown dictator who had absquatulated to the USA. The origin is mid-19th century, a blend of abscond, squattle, depart, and perambulate. Americans what? Absquatulate? That's made up by this dictionary? It was definitely not a word that was in use for a long time. Mid-19th century, yeah, that was a word that lived in... You've never ever squatulated before? I mean, I'm sure I have left abruptly before. I'm sure I have done that before, but absquatulate is not how I would have wrote it. Okay. Back to real words. Abstain, the verb. First definition being to restrain oneself from doing or enjoying something. For example, abstaining from chocolate. Or to refrain from drinking alcohol. For example, most pregnant women abstain or drink very little. It also means to formally decline or vote either for or against a proposal or motion. For example, 41 voted with the opposition and some 60 more abstained. The origin is late Middle English from Old French abstenir, from Latin abstenere, from ab meaning from and tenere meaning hold. Hello, Dirk. Could never be you. Yeah, could never be you. Should be though. You should consider it. Abstemious is an objective, meaning not self-indulgent, especially when eating and drinking. For example, we only had a bottle. Very abstemious of you. The origin is early 17th century, from Latin abstemious, from ab meaning from, and a word related to timitum, meaning alcoholic liquor. There's a little pop-up in the middle of my monitor every 5 seconds. It is really annoying when I'm doing this. Normally I can ignore it, but I can't when I'm reading something from the screen. No, I don't. Abstention is a noun. The first definition being an instance of declining to vote for or against a proposal or motion. Or the second definition being the fact or practice of restraining oneself from indulging in something. Example, abstinence. Origin, early 16th century. Abstinence is a noun, the fact or practice of restraining oneself from indulging in something, typically alcohol. For example, I started drinking again after 6 years of abstinence. See, that's interesting, because I think when you say abstinence now, people do not think of alcohol. I think people think of some things that is not deeply associated with alcohol anymore. I wonder when that changed. Because it has been, 28 years since this dictionary came out. And even if it came out in 1998, that doesn't mean that this part was written in 1998. It could have been earlier. I don't know how long it takes to write a dictionary. Probably a long time. You still think drinking? Really? An abstinent is an adjective of a person refraining from an activity or from the use or enjoyment of something, typically alcohol. For example, the patients are best advised to be totally abstinent from alcohol. What are they thinking of? I don't know. And you ask? Abstract. Oh, let's go! Abstract! The Digital Circus Mansion. Abstract. Adjective, meaning existing in thought or as an idea, but not having a physical or concrete existence. Abstract concepts such as love or beauty. Or dealing with ideas rather than events. For example, the novel was too abstract and esoteric to sustain much attention. Not based on a particular instance, theoretical. We have been discussing the matter in a very abstract manner. Or of a word, especially a noun, denoting an idea, quality, or state rather than a concrete object. Abstract words like truth or equality. Or of relating to abstract art. As a verb, it means to consider something theoretically or separately from something else. To abstract science and religion from their historical context can lead to anachronism. To form a general idea in this way, he cannot form a general notion by abstracting from particulars. Or the second definition, to abstract or remove something. Applications to abstract more water from streams. It is used euphemistically to indicate that someone has stolen something. His pockets contained all he had been able to abstract from the flat. To abstract oneself means to withdraw. As our relationship deepened, you seemed to abstract yourself. Or the third definition, to make a written summary of an article or book. For example, staff who index an abstract material for an online database. Any chance for a watch along for the final? Maybe? I don't know when it comes out. But I did hear it's going to be quite a long episode, so maybe. But I always find out that it's coming out like literally like the day of it coming out. Or like I find out afterwards. I find out because people are reacting to it and I'm like, wait! Oh my god, no spoilers! June 18th or 19th? Oh god, that's a while away. but less time in the future than I thought. Some of these definitions feel longer than the chapters in the WoW book. I agree. As a noun abstract, we're still on abstract. A summary or statement of the contents of a book, article, or formal speech. An abstract of her speech. It can also be an abstract work of art, for example, a big unframed abstract. Or the abstract, that which is abstract, the theoretical consideration of something. The abstract must be made concrete by examples. In the abstract means in a general way, without reference to specific instances. For example, there's a fine line between promoting US business interests in the abstract and promoting specific companies. Abstract art is a noun that means art that does not attempt to represent external, recognizable reality, but seeks to achieve its effect using shapes, forms, colours, and textures. Abstracted is an adjective, meaning showing a lack of concentration on what is happening around one. For example, she seemed abstracted and unaware of her surroundings. Abstract expressionism is a noun, a development of abstract art which originated in New York in the 1940s and 50s and aimed at subjective emotional expression with particular emphasis on the spontaneous creative act, e.g. action painting. Leading figures were Jackson Pollock and Willem de Kooning. Abstraction is a noun, first definition of which is the quality of dealing with ideas rather than events. For example, topics will vary in degrees of abstraction. Second definition, freedom from representational qualities in art. For example, geometric abstraction has been a mainstay in her work. The third definition, a state of preoccupation. She sensed his momentary abstraction. Yeah, section of text was, the noun was mentioned. It was also used as a, was it verb? Yeah, as a verb for someone making a written summary. The fourth is the process of considering something independently of its associations, attributes, or concrete accompaniments. For example, Christians tend to interpret Christ's words in abstraction from any historical context. Damn, I felt like someone was making a jab there at someone else. The fifth definition being the process of removing something, especially water, from a river or other source. Abstractionism is a noun, is the principles and practice of abstract art. And abstract of title is a noun in law, in unregistered conveyancing, a summary giving details of the title deeds and documents that prove an owner's right to dispose of land, together with any encumbrances that relate to the property. Okay, that's abstract done. That's wow, some words have too much. We should find new words to replace those meanings. Abstruse is an adjective meaning difficult to understand, obscure. The origin is late 16th century, from Latin abstrus, meaning put away, hidden, and from abstrudere, meaning conceal, which is from ab, meaning from, and trude, to push. Absurd is an objective of an idea or suggestion wildly unreasonable, illogical, or inappropriate. The example of which is it would be absurd to blame contemporary Germans for Nazi crimes. Okay. That's a crazy example. Yeah, it's absurd even. As an of a person or their behaviour, meaning foolish, unreasonable. For example, she was being absurd and imagining things. Or of an object or situation, arousing amusement or derision. Ridiculous. For example, gym tunics and knee socks looked absurd on such a tall girl. I feel like we're learning so much about the writers of this dictionary. Hello, Pidots. Yeah, we are far away from murder, I'm afraid. Yeah, so... I really feel like we're learning a lot about the person who wrote all the examples for these words. Gym tunics and knee socks is a new anime. How do you think these people handle being unable to make unhinged examples under every word and fail miserably? Some of these are crazy. Someone could write their entire college dissertation on the social implications. Yeah, I think you know, if we go far enough in this dictionary, we could probably work out this entire person's like political and social compass. What else? As a noun, the absurd, a state of affairs that is or seems wildly unreasonable, illogical, or inappropriate. The origin is of mid-16th century, from Latin absurdus, out of tune, hence irrational being related to surdus, meaning deaf or dull. Absurdism is a noun, which is the belief that human beings exist in a purposeless, chaotic universe. Absurdity is a noun, the quality or state of being ridiculous or wildly unreasonable. For example, Duncan laughed at the absurdity of the situation. We're nowhere near autism. We're actually nowhere near autism. I doubt we're gonna reach autism. We are a really long way away, trust me. ABTA, an abbreviation for, in the UK, Association of British Travel Agents. 1998. Oh my god, you're right! 1998. Oh my god, actually no, I'm so curious. We've already had one slur in here. So, yeah. Oh god, okay. A bubble is an adjective meaning full of excitement and enthusiasm. For example, he was a bubble with the news. You can't ask me which one. Origin 1930s. You're gonna have to think of slurs that are going to be earlier in the dictionary than AB. And, I'm not answering that question. Dictionary reading was not what I expected, yeah, for real. Abu Dhabi, the largest of the 7 member states of the United Arab Emirates, lying between Oman and the Gulf Coast. Population 928,360 in 1995. The former Sheikhdom joined the Federation of the United Arab Emirates in 1971. That is a proper fucking one. Why is that in there? Oh yeah, I mean, oh, well, if I did a hand cam over an open corpse, I probably wouldn't do that on Twitch or YouTube. Maybe Discord? I feel like Discord is where I'd be most likely to get away with it. Or maybe I would make a... Maybe I'd make a Fansly account just for that. Abuja is a newly built city in central Nigeria, replacing Lagos as the national capital in 1991. The population is 378,670 in 1991. A purity fan. Yeah, I said if I was going to be doing a hand cam of an open corpse, I'd do it on Fansly. Do they unironically have every city in the world in this book? I don't think everyone, but I mean it does have some. Battle of Abukir Bay. It is telling me to check a different spelling of the same thing. Abulia. Yes, it did go. Is a noun. It's really fucked up that you figured that out. Bulia is a term in psychiatry, an absence of willpower or an inability to act decisively, being a symptom of schizophrenia or other mental illness. Abu Musa is a small island in the Persian Gulf. Formerly held by the Emirate of Sharjah, it has been occupied by Iran since 1971. Abuna, the noun, a title given to the patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Abundance, a noun, meaning a very large quantity of something. The tropical island boasts an abundance of wildlife. It's also the state or condition of having a copious quantity of something, plentifulness. Vines and figs grew in abundance. Also plentifulness of the good things in life, prosperity, the growth of industry promised wealth and abundance. The quantity or amount of something, e.g. a chemical element or an animal or plant species present in a particular area, volume or sample. Also in solo whist, a bid in by which a player undertakes to make 9 or more tricks. The origin is Middle English, from Latin abundantia, from abundant, overflowing, from the verb abundare. Abundant, an adjective, existing or available in large quantities, plentiful. Abundantly is an adverb, meaning in large quantities, plentifully. Abura is a noun, a West African tree which yields soft pale timber and leaves that are used in herbal medicine. Latin name Mitragina stiposrea, family Rubiaceae. Abuse is a verb with object, first definition, to be to use something to bad effect or for a bad purpose, misuse. For example, the judge abused his power by imposing the fines. Also, to make excessive and habitual use of alcohol or drugs, especially illegal ones. The second definition, to treat a person or an animal with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly. For
For example, riders who abuse their horses should be prosecuted. It can also mean to assault someone, especially a woman or child, sexually. For example, he was a depraved man who had abused his 2 young daughters. Also, to use or treat in such a way as to cause damage or harm. He had been abusing his body for years. The third definition is to speak in an insulting and offensive way to or about someone. For example, the referee was abused by players from both teams. As a noun, the improper use of something, for example, alcohol abuse. Unjust or corrupt practice, for example, protection against fraud and abuse. Cruel and violent treatment of a person or animal. A black eye and other signs of physical abuse. Violent treatment involving sexual assault, especially of a regular basis. Or third, insulting and offensive language. Origin, Late Middle English via Old French from Latin abus, meaning misused, from the verb abuti, from ab, meaning way, i.e. wrongly, plus uti, to use. An abuser is a noun, usually with modifier, someone who regularly or habitually abuses someone or something in particular. Abu Simbel, a site of 2 huge rock-cut temples in southern Egypt, built during the reign of Ramses II in the 13th century BC and commemorating him and his first wife Nefertari. Following the building of the High Dam at Aswan, the monument was rebuilt higher up the hillside. Abusive is an adjective. I just love that right in the middle of this, all this abuse stuff. We've just got, hey, have a place in Egypt. Surprise. Abusive, adjective. Extremely offensive and insulting. For example, the goalkeeper was sent off for using abusive language. Or engaging in or characterised by habitual violence and cruelty. Or involving injustice or illegality. A bustle is an adjective, meaning bustling, busy. For example, the pier was abustle with voyagers and well-wishers. I guess that's what you meant, Seki, don't worry. Abut, a verb, also abutted, abutting, meaning of an area of land or a building be next to or have a common boundary with. Gardens abutting Great Prescott Street, or not regarding an object, a park abutting on an area of wasteland. Shut off. You're all getting held by review by YouTube. Hold on, I don't know whether I'm meant to pronounce this T. Abushon. No, I'm not. Abushon. Abushalon. A herbaceous noun. A herbaceous plant or shrub of warm climates, typically bearing showy red, yellow, or mauve flowers, and sometimes used for fibre. Abutment is a noun, a structure built to support the lateral pressure of an arch or span, e.g. at the ends of a bridge. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Abutter, noun, chiefly used in the US. The owner of an adjoining property. Abuzz, adjective, filled with a continuous humming sound. The room was abuzz with mosquitoes. Or figuratively, this city was abuzz with rumours. ABV is an abbreviation for alcohol by volume. Abysm is a noun used in poetry and literature. An abyss, the abysm from which nightmares crawl. Abysmal is an adjective. Informal, meaning extremely bad, appalling. For example, the quality of her work is abysmal. Or in poetry and literature, meaning very deep. Abyss is a noun. A deep or seemingly bottomless chasm. A rope led down into the dark abyss. Figuratively, it is a wide or profound difference between people, a gulf, the abyss between two nations. Also figuratively, the regions of hell conceived of as a bottomless pit, Satan's dark abyss. Or the abyss, also figurative, a catastrophic situation seen as likely to occur. For example, teetering on the edge of the abyss of a total political wipeout. Sounds Laura Fortin. Hello, Mark. I point out all the negative examples involved. I don't know if the people who wrote this, I don't know if their name is on the title of the stuff. I don't think so. Abyssal is an adjective, chiefly technical, relating to or denoting the depth or bed of the ocean, especially between about 3,000 and 6,000 meters down. In geology, it's another term for plutonic, in the first sense. I need to stop on my cramming funny convoluted word nobody understands skills. Yeah, this is great for if you want to just like add a new word to your collection to just hit people with out of nowhere and confuse everyone. Abyssinia is the former name for Ethiopia, and an Abyssian is the historical term for or relating to Abyssinia or its people. Also, an Abyssian cat is a cat of the breed having long ears and short brown hair flecked with grey. AC is the North American abbreviation for acre. It is also air conditioning. It's also aircraft man. It's also alternating current. It is also appellation controle. It is also athletic club. It is also before Christ. It's also companion of the Order of Australia. AC with the second C not uppercase is the symbol for the chemical element actinium. A/C is the abbreviation for account, but also can be the abbreviation for air conditioning. Look up Abyssian. Yeah, no, Abyssian cats are really cute. Abyssian cats are very cute. I think they're quite. They don't do super well in cold countries though. I think. If I'm remembering correctly. AC as a prefix is a variant spelling of AD, assimilated before C, K, and Q, as in accept, acquit, and quiesce. AC as a suffix is forming adjectives which are often also or only used as nouns, such as maniac. Acacia, also acacia tree, noun, a tree or shrub of warm climates which bears spikes or clusters of yellow or white flowers and is typically thorny, also called wattle, especially in Australia. Academ is a noun, the academic environment or community. Academia is a noun, the environment or community concerned with the pursuit of research, education and scholarship. He spent his working life in academia. Academic is an adjective in the first sense of or relating to education and scholarship, of or relating to an educational or scholarly institution or environment, of an institution or a course of study placing a greater emphasis on reading and study than on technical or practical work, of a person interested in or excelling at scholarly pursuits and activities. Example, Ben is not an academic child, but he tries hard. Or of an art form, conventional, especially in an idealized or excessively formal way, academic painting. Or in the second sense, not of practical relevance, of only theoretical interest. The debate has been largely academic. As a noun, it is a teacher or scholar in a university or institute of higher education. Academical is an adjective of or relating to a college or university. As a noun, academicals is a dated British term regarding formal university attire. Amadecian is a noun, a member of an academy, especially the Royal Academy of Arts, the Académie Française, or the Russian Academy of Sciences. Or, in North America, an academic, an intellectual. Academicism is a noun, adherence to formal or conventional rules and traditions in art or literature. The academic year is a noun, the period of the year during which students attend school or university, usually reckoned from the beginning of autumn term to the end of summer term. Académie Française, a French literary academy responsible for the standard form of the French language and for the compiling and revising a definitive dictionary of the French language. Academy, noun, a place of study or training in a special field. Dated, a place of study. US and Scottish, a secondary school in the US, typically a private one. Or the Academy, the teaching school founded by Plato. In the second sense, it is a society or institution of distinguished scholars and artists or scientists that aims to promote and maintain standards in its particular field. For example, the Royal Academy of Arts. The Academy Awards, noun, any of a series of awards of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, Hollywood, US, given annually since 1928 for achievement in the film industry in various categories, an Oscar. Acadia, a former French colony established in 1604 in the territory now forming Nova Scotia in Canada. It was contested by France and Britain until it was eventually ceded to Britain in 1763. French-speaking Acadians were deported to other parts of North America, especially Louisiana. Acadian, chiefly historical, is an adjective of or relating to Acadia or its people. Acajou, a noun, another term for cashew. Acal is a suffix, forming adjectives such as manical, often making a distinction. Acadia. Cashew is a fruit, right? Yeah, it's like a fruit nut thing, I think. I need to shift the chair, it's probably going to make a horrible noise, 1 second. Cashew is a nut. I don't eat either fruits or nuts. They're all the same to me. I don't like them. A calculia, a noun in medicine. The loss of the ability to form simple calculations, typically resulting from the disease or injury of the parietal lobe of the brain. Acanthamoebia, a noun, an amoeba of the genus, which includes a number that can cause opportunistic infections in humans. They have a pseudopodia with thin tapering projections. Acantho, meaning having thorn-like characteristics. Acanthocephalia, a small phylum of parasitic invertebrates that comprises the thorny-headed worms. Acanthodian, a noun, a small, spiny, finned fossil fish of a group found chiefly in the Devonian period. Acanthus, a noun, a herbaceous plant or shrub with bold flower spikes and spiny decorative leaves, found in warm regions of the Old World. A cappella is an adjective and adverb with reference to choral music, sung without instrumental accompaniment. The origin is Italian, literally in chapel style. Acapulco, a port and resort in southern Mexico on the Pacific coast. Population 592,290 in 1990. Full name Acapulco de Juarez. Acara, noun, a small deep-bodied freshwater fish native to Central and South America. Acaras have elongated dorsal and anal fins which in some kinds form long streamers. Acari, also Acarina in zoology, a large order or subclass of small arachnids which comprises the mites and ticks. They are distinguished by an apparent lack of body divisions. Acaricide is a noun for a substance poisonous to mites or ticks. Acaroid is a noun of a type of resin obtained in Australia from some kinds of grass tree used in making varnish. The origin, mid-19th century, of unknown origin. Acarology, a noun, the study of mites and ticks. ACAS, abbreviation for, in the UK, Advisory, Conciliation and Arbitration Service. A catalectic, in prosody, an adjective of a line of verse having the full number of syllables, or as a noun, a line of a verse of such a type. A causal is an adjective not governed or operating by the laws of cause and effect. Acca, noun and adjective used informally in Australia, short for academic. Accede is a verb, formal, to assent or agree to a demand, request or treaty. The authorities did not accede to the strikers' demands. Or yeah. Accept. What's wrong with Australians? I don't know. There's not even. Also, I just want to say. So obviously you have the word academic, but specifically they're saying that the word that Australians using is this. I'm really curious if there's anything that is written Australia, formal. Where did that extra C come from? Accelerando, a term used in music, and a verb and adjective, especially as a direction, with a gradual increase of speed. An accelerant is a noun, a substance used to aid the spread of fire. Or, as an adjective, technical, the accelerating or causing acceleration. Accelerate, verb, of a vehicle or other physical object, begin to move more quickly. For example, the car accelerated towards her. Also, increase in amount or extent. Inflation started to accelerate. As an adjective, accelerating industrial activity. In physics, it means to undergo a change in velocity, or with object, cause to go faster. Example, the key question is whether stress accelerates aging. Accelerated learning is a noun, an intensive method of study which enables material to be learnt in a relatively short time, or a program of learning which allows academically able children to progress through school more rapidly than others. Acceleration, noun, increase in the rate or speed of something. Accelerator, a noun, something which brings about acceleration, in particular a device, typically a foot pedal, which controls the speed of a vehicle's engine. In physics, an apparatus for accelerating charged particles to high velocities. A substance that speeds up a chemical process, typically the vulcanization of rubber or the curing of plastic. Or in computing, it is short for accelerator board. An accelerator board, also accelerator card, is a noun for an accessory circuit board which can be plugged into a small computer to increase the speed of its processor or input/output operations. An accelerometer is a noun, an instrument for measuring the acceleration of a moving or vibrating body. Accent, noun, in the first sense, a distinctive mode of pronunciation of a language, especially one associated with a particular country, area, or social class. For example, a strong American accent. The mode of pronunciation used by native speakers of a language, for example, she never mastered the French accent. In a second sense, a distinct emphasis given to a syllable or word in speech by stress or pitch. A mark on a letter or word to indicate pitch, stress, or vowel quality. Or in music, an emphasis on a particular note or chord. In singing, it is a special or particular emphasis, the accent is on participation, or a feature which gives a distinctive visual emphasis to something. Blue woodwork and accents of red. As a verb, it means to emphasize a particular feature. In music, it means to play with emphasis. The origin is late Middle English, in the sense intonation, from Latin accentus, meaning tone, signal, or intensity. Accented is an adjective, meaning spoken with or characterized by a particular accent. For example, he spoke in slightly accented English, or of a word or syllable, stressed. Accentor is a noun, a small Eurasian songbird with generally drab-coloured plumage. Shut up, girl. Accentuate is a verb, meaning make more noticeable or prominent. His jacket unfortunately accentuated his paunch. If I sound even slightly American while I'm doing this stream, I would be very surprised. Accentuation is a noun. The tablet's in the way. Accept. Verb. 1. How would I do that? Accept. Verb. In the first sense, to consent to receive a thing offered. He accepted a pen as a present. Or agree to undertake an offered position or responsibility. Or give an affirmative answer to an offer or proposal. Say yes to. Or in no object, Tim offered Ryan a lift home and he accepted. How they play him. In a dated sense, it is also to say yes to a proposal of marriage. For example, Reginald was a good match and she ought to accept him. I'm dressed for my own funeral because it's April Fool's. My funeral. Let me have my... Why are you guys not accepting my funeral? Why are you guys not okay with that? You guys are so mean. In a second sense, to believe or come to recognise a proposition. Yes, someone else made the joke before you, Gail. As valid or correct. Be prepared to subscribe to a belief or philosophy. What are you drawing? No, I'm reading the dictionary from the tablet. I can read the dictionary. I can't actually read the dictionary from my particular drawing tablet because it hasn't got a screen. Details. The alternative is me putting an entire monitor in front of my face and then you can't see me. Okay, I think I need to decide where I'm gonna end for today. Yeah, I think I'm gonna reach the end of all the accept stuff and that's gonna be my last of the dictionary because I think I've been reading for... Have I been reading? Yeah, I've been reading for over an hour, I'd say. Maybe you should have turned up an hour earlier, Pluvium. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Maybe you're late. Acceptable. Adjective. In the first sense, able to be agreed upon, suitable. Also, adequate, satisfactory, pleasing, welcome, or in linguistics, of a sentence, phrase, or other linguistic unit, judged by a native speaker to conform to the rules of grammar of a particular language. Also meaning able to be tolerated or allowed. For example, pollution in the city had reached 4 times the acceptable level. In phrases, the acceptable face of, meaning the tolerable or attractive manifestation or aspect of something typically considered suspect or immoral. It's a terrible pun. Acceptance is a noun, the action of consenting to receive or undertake something offered. For example, charges involving the acceptance of bribes. Or agreement to meet a draft or bill of exchange, affected by signing it. Or the action or process of being received as adequate or suitable, typically to be admitted into a group. For example, you must wait for acceptance into the village. Or agreement with or belief in an idea, opinion, or explanation. Or willingness to tolerate a difficult or unpleasant situation. Acceptant is an objective, or acceptant of, used rarely, willingly accepting something. Acceptation is a noun, a particular sense or the generally recognized meaning of a word or phrase. And lastly, acceptor, noun, a person or thing that accepts something, in particular, a person or bank that accepts a draft or bill of exchange, or in chemistry, an atom or molecule which is able to bind to or accept an electron or other species, or in physics, such an atom forming a positive whole in a semiconductor. And now for my future reference. There we go. Well, it's not furious typing, it's normal. Why does everyone always think that it's furious typing? It's normal typing. Everyone thinks I'm mad when when they hear me type. You haven't heard me type when I'm mad. What key switches you rocking? Oh god, it's been so long since I got my keyboard, I can't remember. Is it red? Hold on, give me a second, I can find out. E? Where's my YouTube gone? Where are you? Do you have the keyboard in front of the tablet? No, I have it next to. My keyboard is underneath my left hand. My tablet is in the middle, and then my mouse is on the right. Oh my god, I'm not getting all the way through. No, that's impossible. Cherry mix. Red switch. Yeah, I have a red switch keyboard. I was right. I was right. Yippee! Yeah, Cherry MX Red. Could have just pulled a key off. That wouldn't tell me anything. I don't recognise keyboard switches by sight. I'm sorry. I don't actually know enough about keyboards to do that. So that's what you're hearing. Can I actually type? They're not actually red coloured. No, I think the last time I tried to peel my spacebar off, I think it's just white underneath. I don't know what to type. I'm like, I should type something so you guys can hear what my keyboard sounds like, and now I'm like, I don't even know what to type. It's a Puricore character in it. 13 Sentinels? Because when you guys hear me type, I'm usually just typing with one hand. But if I type with both hands, then I think that actually sounds mad. Being dragged into the realm of reading unhinged fanfics. Are you enjoying it though? And if you're enjoying it, then that's fine, right? Type So I think I typed an extra H, I'm sorry. What's your one hand? My words per minute is actually not that impressive. Hold on, let me actually move my keyboard to be like more in front of me. Do I know how to psychologically type with one hand? I mean, it depends what I'm doing. If I'm like fully trying to type like paragraphs, then yes, I'm going to. I'm going to use both hands, but if I'm just typing a little bit, then one. Okay, let's do, what's this? 1-page typing test? Wait, but my monitor is on the, oh, I need to move to this screen, so I'm actually like facing the right way. How do you do Don't ask me that. You don't want to know how I do capitalization, okay? Okay, you don't actually want to ask that. That is not actually a question. That is not actually a question you want to know. Caps lock on! Caps lock off! No, I do. I'm sorry, I don't use the shift for capitalization. I hit caps lock on and then I hit the key and then I turn caps lock off. Okay, I'm gonna do the 1-minute typing test. I know what you are. Autistic? Alright. Ah, typos. Ah, typos. Ah, typos. See, typing tests are kind of weird because you're not just writing, you are specifically copying, which is, I think, very different. No! You know how to use a keyboard properly? It's not about using a keyboard properly. Right, my speed... Yeah, it's not that amazing. It says I was 64 words per minute. Wait, was I supposed to leave it if I got something wrong? Was I supposed to just keep typing rather than backspacing? Wait, how are you? Wait. When doing a typing test, you meant to leave the mistakes? How much do you get wrong on the regular? It depends what I'm typing. If it's a word I'm used to writing, if I'm copying something, I make more mistakes because I'm not using the words that I'm used to typing regularly. Okay, let's try and do it again, but let's try and do it without correcting myself. Warning, your caps lock is on. Yes, I know, typing website, thank you. That's how I do it, thank you. Okay, let me try this again. Let me mute the website actually so that I can, it's just my typing. Okay. I'm sorry that you guys can't see, but I'm not sharing my screen right now. I can't help myself from fixing my mistake. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, this is... No, this one's worse. This is different and it's worse. I'm messing up. I'm messing up horribly. I fucked up major. Okay, that's still set. That still said I got about 64 words per minute. And your caps lock. Most need perfect accuracy. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay. Move my keyboard. Move my keyboard more in front of me. Actually, move myself. I'm gonna move myself so I'm actually in front of my keyboard. Okay. Did you see the wow? Not yet. Not yet. I haven't. I've heard about it though. I've heard about it. I'm currently doing just the 1 minute typing test on typing.com if you also want to do it. I read the word and instead of are. Oh fuck. Okay, I keep messing up. You know what? No. You know what? No. I just, you know, I'm fine. I want to do a different, hold on. I want to do a different test on a different website. Oh wait, am I actually above average? Because it was like, wait, it said that the average was 30 words per minute, but it said that. But I was getting, what, 64, did I just say? Am I actually above average? Oh, this one's just random words. This one's not sentences. Okay, let me try this one. Why is Clippy on this page? There's Clippy on this page, I don't like it. Okay, so this website says words per minute 76. So yeah, somewhere between 60 and 70, I guess. Type mogged. How will I ever survive? I'm fine with my typing speed. I type around the same. Shut up. Irredeemably and such a vibe. God, please feel free. Yeah, no, I heard a little bit about WoW, the cinematic, what they've done. I'm literally holding back on doing the main story quest right now in WoW. I'm so disappointed because the start of Midnight was so good. Like, Midnight, like, it had its weak point, it had Haranda, which is not great, but like, other than Arator being a 40-year-old prepubescent teen, I was really enjoying it. I was really liking it. I thought Eversong Woods was really good. I thought Zulaman was really good. Voidstorm has one of my favourite NPCs of all time. Decimus is hilarious. Decimus is great. Love that. But this elf unity thing is really ham-fisted and it's just no, it's just no. It's not good. There's right. What I will say about World of Warcraft, yeah, start Midnight really good, really strong. The content in Midnight, the content in this expansion, brilliant. Like I love the delves. I've only done one of the raids and looking for raids, so I can't comment too much on that. Dungeons, I don't mind because you can solo them nowadays. You can use followers. The what? Delves. D-E-L, no. Are there any DILFs in World of War? I don't think... People are treating Astalor like a DILF. People are doing some pat pay bullshit with that guy. So, Astalor, the prey guy. The guy who invites you to his chambers for the anguish magic. People are treating him like a DILF. Or like elves with... Well, we all know that... Does he count? Oh, Caligos is a nerd. Caligos is a fucking nerd. He does not count as a DILF. Malygos. I guess Malygos would count, but he's been dead for like 20 slutty years. Some guy you met in Goldshire? Astalor? Have you not done any of the prey stuff? He's like the only blood elf I respect at the moment. I haven't done any of this stuff. Oh yeah, okay. So one of the end content things is called Prey, where you come across this blood elf who is like, we need a new power source. I have figured out how to harvest anguish. So, I need you to hunt people down for me. But yeah, people are not normal about him. Not even slightly normal about him. Wake up in 15 hours to a level 40 character the queue. Ooh, you want to play what? No, you're in you're studying. You shouldn't play WoW. People who are studying shouldn't play WoW. It's dangerous. It's too dangerous. Caligos looks like a twunk. I actually don't like how I think Caligos looks like a freaking nerd. Surprised you aren't not normal about him. Not. So there's 4 knots. So that's... I didn't know how many I did, so I know to be possible deniable. To not cast an evil while playing spell on me, you're welcome. I'll get you another time. Don't diss him, he's what, Caligos? I disagree with your taste, but you know, whatever. No, I'm pretty normal about Astalor. I think he should be the next ruler of Silvermoon. My respect for Lothamar has gone down dramatically in the past one main story quest. But that's besides the point. I've been thinking about going back and doing Shadowlands to go visit Kelthus again. I want to see if because I did the Revendreth quests, but I don't remember what, because I know Kelthus Sunstrider was there. I know the prince was there, but I don't remember what his deal was. I don't remember what he was doing in Reverend Death. POV, or a faction leader that Blizzard chose to develop. Kill Blizzard writers. Kill all Blizzard writers. I played a Mage and Legion remix and he let... I see. I mean, yeah, Caligos. Have you seen his girlfriend? Actually, speaking of Caligos, I don't know why he isn't helping us in the current main story quest. His girlfriend is the Sunwell. Obviously that's kind of a simplification, but his girlfriend is the Sunwell. He should be way more concerned with the Sunwell being turned into the Darkwell. His girlfriend sort of turned into the Sunwell. It's rough, buddy. You trying to mog? What? I know a guy whose girlfriend turned into the real. Yes, well, that's what I referenced with. That's sort of funny. Are there any goth Avena? I haven't seen any. I haven't even seen anyone like actually call her by name. I don't know if that's just because everyone like forgot her name, because you know, and you know, I'm kind of like focused more on the comics than the actual mechanical game. But even dictionary streams devolve into WoW. It wasn't. I didn't bring it up. Who brought it up? Who brought it up? It wasn't me. I think. It was Pluvium. Pluvium blew him up. Pluvium brought WoW up. Not my fault. Complete missed opportunity during all this void stuff. Can I commute to draw Gotham? I mean, hold on, let me go look at what she looks like normally. Pretty simple. Yeah, I could probably draw her as a void goth. You blame everything on Pluvium? That's because a lot of things are Pluvium's fault. A lot of things are Pluvium's fault. Broken. Yeah, she's not even mentioned in the most recent it talks about her in the Sunwell trilogy of the comics, and it talks about her in Burning Crusade, but it does not even slightly mention anything to do with her in, you know, this expansion. The powers of the Sunwell have been embodied inside Anvina, returned to their original state, purified by the heart of Muru. Anvina had also secretly imbued Kalik with a portion of the Sunwell's power, so in a literal sense a piece of her would live on in his heart. Whoa, wait. So if a part of the Sunwell's power is in Caligos, I wonder if Caligos is being affected right now by the void stuff. That'd be a funny thing to do. They should use that. They should actually do something interesting with that. Wow, could you do something fucking... please? Simple addition of black lipstick would make Puri pretty damn goth. I owned black lipstick once. For my Homestuck cosplay, because they canonically have black lips. But you know, it really doesn't cover... Black lipstick does not cover very well. Of course you did. That was years ago though. Grey body... well, yes, but I only used the grey body paint on my face and neck. I just because using the body paint on your arms would transfer over onto everything. To draw what? Wait. Alright. Yeah, okay. I'll do it. Sure. They should make all the elves from their own faction, different from the Horde Alliance, called the Elf Concord, and all the elves get along under it and are all nice to each other. Okay, but does that include, right, when you say all elves, so obviously we got blood elves, night elves, void elves, the Nightborn. Does it include the Eldari? I mean, they're still elves, so yes. Does it include Naga? They're elves, technically. Probably would include high elves. Does it include the new Haranir? Because they're like proto-elves. Does it include trolls? Because they're like divergent elves. Does it include satyrs? Because they're like demon-corrupted elves. How many elves? World of Warcraft has a lot of elves. World of Warcraft is a lot of elves. It's elves all the way down. It's elves all the way down. There's a problem with Warcraft. It's probably caused by the elves. In some way. Pretty and foppish species only. Okay. That does cut some of them out. I think that still does include the Naga though. Like, look at Queen Ashara. She is a pretty and foppish species. She still definitely counts. So that still includes the Naga. We should have the It's stupid. World of Warcraft is stupid. World of Warcraft is stupid. Do the Naga lay eggs? Good question. I don't think I've ever seen a child Naga, to be honest. They do! Yes, they do. Naga lay eggs. Yep. 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 One problem wasn't caused by elves. That problem was the Lich King. Yeah, that was humans. It was humans and potentially demons in a sense. It was a Mal'Ganis. And technically the jailer, if you want to take into consideration Shadowlands lore. So yeah, that's not elf related at all. That was pretty... Killed Jaden. The Deceiver created the original Lich King from the spirit of the Orc Shaman Nezul. Yeah, that's free of elves. That's free of elves. That is a Titan, killed Jaden. That is an Orc. And then the Arthas Menethil was a human. Cool. One problem that was at least not caused by elves. Good job, World of Warcraft. So we have one thing that wasn't elves. Stupid elves. Anyway. I didn't get to sleep until like 11 AM, so I'm gonna go to bed. Maybe. No, I am gonna go to bed actually. I want to actually lay down and sleep. What is next? Next is art stream on Thursday, right? Yeah. I'm gonna be continuing with the macaron. I don't know, maybe I'll do some doodles of the Envina to get that started as well. Depends on how much progress I make with macaron and whether I lose my will to live drawing backgrounds. Because, boy howdy, I hate backgrounds. So I just realised I've been talking like complete the wrong direction from my mic for like a while. My ASMR mic does not reach anything. Doesn't reach anything. Full stop. Fury put on the Helm of Domination. Well, the Helm of Domination is destroyed. Also, no, it wouldn't, because doesn't the Helm of Domination get you controlled? Like the Helm of Submission loses. I'm tired, I'm sorry. I'm gonna end stream. I'm gonna open World of Warcraft. I'm gonna get my vault piece for the week, see what I got, buy everything in the trading post, and then I'm gonna go to bed. That's my plan. That's my plan. Well, this, like I said, the Helm of Domination is gone, destroyed, so you're not getting either of those. You're getting whatever the hell I am, Puri. Neither Puri. I'm good at immediately signing on to WoW. It'll only be for a little bit. We're stuck with. Am I? I'm making some mad assumptions. It's crazy. No, I am gonna head to sleep. I just wanna get my WoW stuff. I just wanna get some WoW stuff out of the way before. Okay, I'm gonna go. So she says I keep yawning. Do I have anything else to say? No. Thank you for coming. Thank you again, Twitch name, when you hear this, for redeeming dictionary reading. I hope it met your expectations. I will not be available on the internet. I will be on the internet, but I'm going to be in other parts of the internet where I'm not going to get April Fooled halfway to hell. I'll be back on Thursday. Please don't April Fool trick me. I'm very gullible, okay? Gotta be nice to me. You reading the dictionary is fun. I'm glad. Need to think of something good. I don't. I'm not gonna open Discord. I'm gonna close Discord and I'm just not gonna check it again until the 2nd. And if there are any pranks still remaining on the 2nd, I'm sending everyone immediately to super hell. Okay, anyway. Good night. Onyasumi. Get something to eat, get something to drink, get some rest, take your meds, pay your bills, and be nice to people on the 1st of April because it's pranking is mean. Okay. Good night.